and eastern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. The National Weather Service confirmed today that the historic outbreak of tornadoes recently also had several touchdowns in central Kentucky. The NWS was in Madison and Garrett counties this morning. In Madison County, EF1 tornadoes took roofs off homes, destroyed barns, and toppled trees. WYMT's Phil Pendleton spoke to folks cleaning up.
And that wall will have to come down.
4:30 in the morning, December 11th, and Larry Donathan was alerted of a tornado warning, but believed the worst was to the south.
And about 5 minutes later, we heard a big bang, and we get to checking and saw that the front porch was gone. I walk out and see that part of the front roof is gone.
Outside, a large tree was also uprooted, and soon water started pouring inside his home.
So we're in the process now of getting all this, because this all has to come off the wall, and because that wall's got to come down just like the other side because water went down it.
His home is a few miles north of Richmond, west of Interstate 75. East of I-75, there's similar damage. And 12 miles to the west in Kirksville, much the same.
Yeah, it's going to make an EF1. We'll make it at 90 miles an hour. The way you know it's a tornado, like over there, there's damage to that barn and that house over there. All that's going to the northeast.
The National Weather Service describes these as skipping tornadoes, like this house right here across the street, not even touched, along with many of the other homes in this area. But then you walk over here and take a look at this farmhouse. It lost its entire roof.
This is hitting here, and the debris is going in about 8 directions.
The Weather Service believes the tornadoes in Madison County were on the ground less than a mile and were about 125 to 150 yards wide.
What we were hearing was the high winds whistling, and you could hear that.
Causing about $25,000 in damages to his home. Thankful that no one was hurt and there's no loss of life here. In Madison County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
The National Weather Service also confirmed an EF1 tornado in Hardin County with winds of 100 miles per hour. Donations are pouring in from all over to help tornado victims in western Kentucky. Today, donations rolled in from a caravan of school buses. They're part of the Stuff the Bus campaign. It included school districts from several counties, including many here in eastern Kentucky, showing that this state stands together.
Their Christmas vacation started last Friday, so they're donating their time, they're giving their time to take the day to drive out to western Kentucky to deliver all of these donations to the folks that need it.
Officials say they plan on sending more volunteers down in the coming weeks to help in the effort.
Well, if you were with us for First at 4, we talked about how I was putting the entire area on sunset watch as we head into tonight. And I would say maybe not a sunset warning, but how about a sunset advisory? Some places actually seeing some nice colors out there as the sun sets. Buffalo Mountain here in Perry County sitting at 45 degrees right now. It's a little bit cool, but not too far away from where highs should be this time of year, as we do see some of those oranges there on the horizon. Not looking too bad either as we head out toward London Corbin Airport. They're also in the mid-40s at this hour, sitting at 46. That's where most of us are, the low to mid 40s out there as we've gone through the afternoon, and as afternoon turns into evening. Cooler weather though starting to sneak in. Moorhead's at 41. Look at Wise at 36 already. So we're going to continue to see those temperatures dip overnight, even with a little bit of cloud cover trying to work in from the far south. It's not quite completely making it here. It's that system down into Arkansas throwing some clouds our way as we head through the overnight hours. We should mostly keep that, at least the rain part of that, at bay, but we're going to continue to watch that system as it heads our way. So download that WYMT weather app to stay on top of the weather 24/7. Upper 30s by the time we head to bed tonight. We're down into the low 30s and even upper 20s as we finish things out on our Tuesday morning. I'll have the latest on what that forecast looks like as we head towards Christmas Day coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Evan, thank you. President Biden's social spending and climate bill appears to be in jeopardy after West Virginia's Joe Manchin announced he will not support it. The White House and Democratic leaders were informed before Manchin's announcement. Senate Democrats have vowed to take a vote in the new year regardless. Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is also vowing to bring up voting rights legislation next year. To pass it, Democrats may have to agree to change Senate rules to allow a simple majority vote, but many moderate Democrats have signaled opposition. Radio host Alex Jones is suing the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th insurrection at the Capitol. The lawsuit seeks to block subpoenas for Jones to testify on January 10th. It claims he should be protected under the First Amendment and that he will also decline to answer questions so as not to incriminate himself. The committee says the location where Jones told people to wait coincided with the same place the rally organizer obtained a permit for that day. Top health experts say the country is facing an incoming tidal wave of COVID cases. The fast-spreading Omicron variant has now been detected in all but 5 states. Many cities are scrambling to stop the spread as we head into the Christmas holiday. CBS's Deborah Alfarone has the latest from the White House.
Los Angeles has canceled its New Year's Eve celebration in Grand Park because of COVID. Boston's mayor announced a brand new vaccine mandate for restaurants, gyms, and sports venues. And the mayor of Washington, D.C. has reinstated a mandatory indoor mask policy.
2, 1, Happy New Year!
However, the Times Square New Year's Eve countdown is still on for now. The 2022 digital board arrived Monday, even as New York City grapples with a record-breaking number of cases.
We did not expect Omicron to move quite this quickly.
Nationwide, average new daily COVID numbers have nearly doubled since the beginning of November, with an average of 156,000 cases a day. From Minnesota to Florida, California to New York, lines for testing are long, and home test kits hard to find.
We are going to see a spike in cases, and that's because Omicron is incredibly transmissible. But there will be a stark difference between the experience of those who are vaccinated and boosted versus those who are unvaccinated.
President Biden will address the nation tomorrow, and he's expected to issue a stark warning to unvaccinated Americans. He's also expected to outline new steps to help communities struggling with new caseloads.
We continue to see, and our health experts assess, that you're 14 times more likely to die of COVID if you have not been vaccinated versus vaccinated.
Among those who've been caught up in this most recent surge, Senators Elizabeth Warren and Cory Booker, U.S. Representative Jason Crow from Colorado, and Maryland Governor Larry Hogan. All say they are vaccinated and boosted and only experiencing mild symptoms. Today, Moderna released new data that shows a third shot increased antibody levels 37 times. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, the White House.
Fentanyl is reportedly now the leading cause of death in Americans ages 18 to 45. Families Against Fentanyl, an opioid awareness organization, says nearly 79,000 people in that age range died between 2020 and 2021, surpassing suicide, COVID, and car accidents. Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid that is 50 to 100 times more potent than morphine. The organization's founder says, quote, "This is a national emergency. America's young adults, thousands of unsuspecting Americans, are being poisoned." The island of La Palma off the coast of Spain has been devastated by a volcano that has been spewing lava for more than 3 months. Thousands of buildings and livelihoods have been destroyed, but now scientists say the magma below the island is beginning to cool and the volcano is back asleep. Residents, with the help of the Spanish military, have started to clear months of debris.
The truth is, this is very difficult, he says, cleaning up while hoping the volcano stays quiet. It's a great feeling that the eruption is over, says this banana farmer.
Sunday morning, the city of Madrid held a charity run to support the relief efforts on the island. Runners dressed up like Santa Claus to spread the Christmas message that they are not alone. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, just 10 months after Tiger Woods almost died in a crash, he made his return to the green over the weekend.
And getting a head start on Christmas travel this week, I'll have the latest on what things look like in the Commonwealth and beyond coming up.